Hello and welcome to another macro video. I've got lots of new macros today because people keep asking me for new things, but that's fine. Do keep asking. I enjoy creating new ones. They ask me, is there a macro for such and such? And if we look and can't find it on the macro menu, then I'm happy to make a new one. I've got 17 to look at today, but a very good way of getting more macros is to learn one a month by using Jennifer Yankopoulos's macro of the month. She carefully thinks out which macros could be helpful to the sort of largest number of editors and works on them, sees what they can do and how effective they can be, and then comes back to me and says it would be better if it did this and better if it did that. So that's part of the way that macros get improved, is feeding back. Please, can you get a macro to do so and so? Anyway, macro of the month, well worth subscribing, and you can do that at macroofthemonth.substack.com. Okay, so the next macro was generated when the macro of the month copy to list was had a lot of good response from people. People were really pleased with it, and basically copy to the list. The idea of that is that you've got a text you're working on. You've got a list in a separate text, maybe a list of names, say like Jennifer Yankopoulos wants to be added to the list. So you can just click on that and run the macro, and it copies it into the list. Or it may be just a single word. Again, run the macro and it goes into the list. However, when someone was thinking about this, they said, well, would it be possible to place the word or phrase alphabetically? So yes, and I thought, yes, style sheets, that would be good, wouldn't it? So I've got some a style sheet here somewhere. Where's it gone? There it is. Which has already got some words in, but never mind, let's get rid of them. Okay, so there's a style sheet, and we've got some place to put the word list there. So where are we? So we think of a word that we want to add there. So suppose we want to add Jennifer to the list. So we run the macro, and it goes down and looks for the word list, and then puts the word it's found there. So suppose we click in another one, copy to list, and that goes above it, and then another word here that then is added below. And as you can see, it's copying the formatting. You don't have to. You can make it so that it just copies the text and not the formatting. And if you want a phrase, then you just roughly select it and put that, and that goes into the list. Okay, so that's copy to list alphabetic. Next we've got comment name changer. Basic idea there is that if you've got a comment, every comment has a name of the originator, and maybe you need for some reason or other to change those names, then this macro will change them. Either you can change every single comment to a new name, or you can, if there are several names and you just want one of them to be changed, then you can change Paul into PB or something just by running comment name changer. There are various macros to copy the comments out of a document into a new file in different ways, to present them as an author query list, or to put them all in a table. But somebody wanted just a straightforward, please can I have all of the comments copied into a file, and so that's what that one does. Next one we've got is requested by someone who worked with Arabic texts, and they have characters called Ain, I suppose it is, and Hamza, and authors are very ingenious in the different ways in which they can get formatting wrong. So the issue here is that whoops, wrong one. If we've got the text there is in bold italic, and the ain there, ain, is in neither, and so the idea of the macro is that it will standardize so that the Hamza and the Ain are actually the same formatting as the word it's relating to. One of the things the authors do sometimes is to use a superscripted C, and those then are corrected to the proper Ain character. So that's that one. Bold italic to style. Yeah, okay, so here we've got, if you've got applied formatting, the bold as a format, and italic and bold italic, then that's fine, but it's sometimes helpful to have those as character styles. So if you have styles such as a strong emphasis and intense emphasis, then the macro will go through the whole document, change all the applied attributes to named styles so that you can change them globally by editing the style. And that's like a cut down version of this original version, original macro, where someone also wanted superscript, subscript and underline, but I thought these three were the more common ones, so I did a kind of cut down version for that. Okay, word copier down. Okay, idea here is that if we've got some text and you're reading through and you see this name, oh, that's an interesting spelling. Okay, you check it. Okay, it's right. You carry on down, and you notice that this one is not the same spelling as the previous one. So you select across, do a shift click so that you're linking those two words by using the selection, and then run the macro word copier down, and it copies the original spelling to the next one. So you then go on further down and you get to here and another one. Okay, so we can actually go back to that one, which is now correct, and we can do the same thing again there, run the macro, and it copies that again. It was what somebody wanted to do, because obviously they were doing it regularly or something, so that was there for them. Okay, number selected list. So hang on. So if we get ourselves some text that needs numbering. We've got some text, want to put numbers on it, select the text and run the macro, that one, and it adds the formatting. You can it doesn't matter if it's numbered already or not, so you can run the macro again, which is that one, and if they need changing, if the order has changed, for example, then you can run the macro and it will put them back in numerical order. So that's that one. Right, so what do we got here? Page break color. Yes, this was someone saying that they have to make some changes to the text, and they're concerned about the whether the text will slip from one page to the next. What am I trying to do? I want to get rid of the ribbon. Yeah. So what the macro does is to go through the whole document, and it changes the last line into one font color and the first line of the next page into another font color. So it does that all the way through. So what happens if you make some edits here, and then that you can see straight away that the next page has also changed due to the changes on the page before. Again, that's what somebody wanted, so we did it for them. Yeah. Okay. Punctuation track. Excellent. Yes. Okay. So the author said that there were a lot of punctuation changes, but they were happy to go with what the editor was changing, how the editor was changing them, but she wanted to be able to see the rest of the track changes. So the editor said, well, I will accept the track changes that relate to punctuation, and asked for a macro to do that. So I provided that. Next idea, someone said, okay, I've got got a series of index items, and I have to go through and check the order, make sure that they are in the right numerical order. And so this is the checker, and so we run the checking macro, and it spotted that the second one is wrong, and then if we go on down, start from there, and go on down, and oh, there's another one that's wrong, and go on, carry on down. Yeah, okay, so that's all that does. But then if you want to correct the order, then it's useful to have a way of doing so. So we've got index page number swap, which allows you to swap adjacent numbers to get to correct the order. And that's that one. Yeah, okay. Adding highlighting, I've got a highlight plus and minus that I've used for years. I like it because one macro makes changes to a whole series of colors. So if I run that, so that's one change. If I press it again, I change it to yellow and then to turquoise, whatever, and I can go back through the list by using color minus. But this lady wanted one macro for each. Fine, no problem. Your wish is my command. So we've got individual macros for the individual colors, which is fine, but then of course you've got to have lots of keystrokes to relate to those. What are you going to use? Like Alt B for bright green and Alt Y for yellow or something. So I suggested that they might like to think about double or dual keystrokes. Not everyone knows that you can do that. So you can assign Alt H and then another character, in this case a number. So you can have Alt H1, so you click Alt H and then press the number 1 for bright green, and so that runs that macro, and then Alt H2 will run the other macro, the yellow one, and so on. So that's just another way to give you an easy access to the different macros. Okay, the next one was text to number. That's one we've used before, text to number, which is this. So it runs along until it finds a word that is a number. Let's try it there as well. So again, you're sort of running along the line to find the next number. So it finds 97. But so that was an existing one. What the lady wanted was to change the number, the wording of the number into the wording plus the figure or the digits in parenthesis. So that's what that one does. Nearly to the end now. My favorite macro at the moment, I've probably mentioned it before because it's such a favorite, I'm using it a lot. I'm typing and I make a spelling error, fine, press the button and run spelling correct, and it will correct the spelling for me. So I've obviously typed a P instead of an O because it's the adjacent character. So I just run the macro, one click. Oh, favorite is wrongly spelled. Click in that, run the macro. It's just so quick and easy that I really like it. And I did one this morning for my own use, and I'll show you that in a sec. So we're going to work on a text, if I can find it. There we go. So I'm reading a text and I'm interested in particular words or phrases, and I want to highlight those words but also to get some context around it, and so I've decided to do it by sentence. So if the word I'm looking for is down here is ask, and I want to display that in context, highlight it in context, then I run highlight, where are we? Highlight, here we go, highlight in context, and run that. So it tells me that I've got that word 16 times in this text, and what it's done is highlighted it in green, but it's also put a font color on the rest of the sentence. You can change the macro to do it by paragraph if you like, and also it's now ready to where we go. You can find the next word and look down and see it in context. Right, that's it. That's my 17 new macros. If you've got any ideas for macros, do get in touch and I'll see what I can do for you. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye now.